make this an extended process is just fucking stupid.
Well, why would they want to lose their fucking biggest draw they've ever I know,
but at the same time, your board should be wise enough to see, like, okay, he probably has 1 to 3 years left.
Yeah, just fucking hold him out. Let him ride it out. You know how much money they make in Messi jerseys every year?
Well, yeah.
Messi shit, just in general?
His fucking release clause is $700 million, dude.
Yeah, that's my point.
No team, well, only 1 or 2 teams can afford that.
The last time I remembered, the last thing I remember you telling me about him was that they had to pay out of pocket for him to be off the team. And why would they pay out of pocket to get rid of their biggest asset? They're not going to do that. So I'm going to guess it came down to a boardroom decision. They're like, you have to stay. And then he was like, I guess if I have to, you know.
I guess.
Well, I think it also came down to, you're right, he probably didn't want to do the team dirty in general, and he knew how dirty he would have been doing them if he made them pay $700 million.
I guess I have to stay at, play at the highest levels professionally with soccer and earn fucking $50+ million a year and do what I love the most.
I'm so sorry for you, Messi.
Was that a Dr. Pee-Pee?
Yeah, Dr. Pepper's actually pretty fire.
It is.
Dr. Pepper doesn't play games.
Yeah, dude, Dr. Pepper. See, the thing is, you mentioned Pepsi earlier.
You got a cough, you call the doctor. You know what I'm saying?
And then you said it had that cinnamony flavor. I relate that heavily to pepper.
Yeah.
And that's
you mean
why.
Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
I mean,
you said pepper. I thought you meant like ground pepper.
You know, Dr. Pepper's actually
they're both spices technically.
Yes, but
so
okay,
labeled as spice. So I guess you can relate pepper to cinnamon.
What if Dr. Pepper was an actual doctor back in the day? Where did they come up with the name?
Dr. Pepper.
Well, it was actually a form of medicine, if I remember correctly. It was initially like thought to be a medicine.
Soda.
Yeah, or like all the ingredients in it was like a health tonic. That's how soda started. I don't know if you knew this or not, but like
it was a health tonic?
Yeah, sodas used to be declared like a health tonic or like a fun adult thing to do. For example, like Coca-Cola used to have cocaine in it. Outright. That was like its big selling point. Oh, you get a nice little kick from it.
And they have advertisements where cigarettes were also like glorified. They gave babies alcohol to put them to sleep and stuff.
I mean, they weren't fucking just pouring shots down their throat. They would like...
I'm sure some parents were.
Well, some were for sure, but like, I think the original approach to it was you dip the binky in like whiskey and then...
You dip the what?
The binky.
The
like,
binky?
Or like the rubber nipple on the end of the milk
That's what they call them?
Yeah.
Or a binky is just like the thing you put into a kid's mouth, or a pacifier for the Gentiles out there. People that didn't have...
Give this man a binky.
No, the binky is the thing you see in the kid's mouth when they're just chilling. But the like a rubber nipple, I guess you would say technically, is what you put at the end of a milk bottle. And they would just dip that thing into some whiskey and give
Speaking of rubber nipples, I want you to refer to the new 2 a.m. wardrobe.
Ooh.
We got all 3 of them.
Check it.
Nice and fresh.
Hey, let us know what you guys think, and if you guys want them.
These are like test runs for us. So
yeah, we decided as a group to kind of just wear them out. Like, why don't we represent our own stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice to just walk around when people are like, "You have a podcast? Can you not read the shirt?"
Exactly, dude.
Well, here's the thing. Can they tell that it's a podcast just based off of that?
What else is a pod? Like, what are we selling?
Are
we selling
maybe
like,
float tanks?
We selling circular tents?
I can see.
Are we selling green beans?
I can make an argument that that's a float tank advertisement.
Feed the mind?
Yeah. Feed the mind with solitude.
Dude.
And pod?
Hell out of here.
How many
That's
people,
like saying, yo, let's invest in the stock
Wait,
market.
hold up. Let's do some reverse engineering here really quickly. The 2 a.m. pod as a float tank, right? How many people know about float tanks? Versus how many people
I assume if you listen to podcasts.
Versus how many people know about podcasts.
Yeah, there's a big
And by the way,
difference, of course.
don't listen to them. They just know about them.
Of course.
So I would assume most people would be like, podcast, not pod, float tank. It's like the ACT question. Pod is, or it's like fish is to tank as pod is to what? I don't think people are thinking of float tank. I guess
pod is the jewel.
Yeah, that's like saying, yo, dude, I'm diving into the stock market, but I'm only emotionally invested.
Only emotionally invested.
I don't want to get my feelings hurt with these stocks. The bonds are more secure. That's why I go for them.
Just spends his time watching stocks every morning.
That's the
Literally.
smartest
Doesn't have
joke
any
I've
money
probably
invested.
told on this show.
the fuck?
God, if only.
That might be the smartest joke I've made on this show.
You are back in the quadruple digit IQ group.
Yo,
I
dude.
was drifting away for a minute.
Yo,
But now we're
Logan's
back.
always getting beat up, bro. What the hell's up with every week you have a new Band-Aid?
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that?
Stupid cuts from dumb shit.
He's harming himself.
No, it's like for example,
2020 shit.
there's like a
Seriously.
I'm in my house. There's a dirty blender. I'm like, fuck, like let's just clean this so my mom doesn't have to. Get to cleaning, and my dumbass, we have a brush, but it's kind of broken. So it's like every time you try to use it, the head falls off, and it's just a pain in the fucking ass. So I was like, all right, just go OG, use the sponge with the green back. So I'm cleaning the blades, and it just slips a little bit, and that's what got the finger. I'm like, shit. And then the knuckles, just a whole
Shit
nut
fuck.
thing. Yeah,
Well, goddamn, dude.
that's whatever. It doesn't hurt or
Yeah.
anything. It's just annoying.
Yeah, it's just like, damn it.
Yeah.
What if you wanted to jump rope?
I can still jump rope.
yeah.
I know, but
You can
it'd just
easily
be
do
more
that.
annoying.
Not really.
Really?
No.
This guy's a
good
fucking
shit.
man.
Good shit.
No.
Doesn't
just-
hurt him.
No, the most annoying thing. The most annoying thing, like, if you're working out,
I'm
is
saying you're a boy.
the Band-Aid. This Band-Aid comes off all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So if I go to work out, I'll just get some tape, like the athletic tape or whatever, and then I'll just wrap it up once, and then that'll be enough to get
Oh,
through
okay.
it. Yeah. So it ain't shit.
Fair enough.
It's
fair enough.
whatever. It is what it is.
And you know what is?
You know what really is though. The 2 a.m. podcast.
You know
though,
what
everybody.
is.
Episode number 50.
50
Hit the half century mark, baby.
half
Yeah.
centurions
God, dude, I wish
in
we
the
had that
digital
button.
space.
We just need a button right here, the red button that just goes.
We could do that. I got a MIDI controller that we can program a bunch of different sounds onto. So
Oh,
just so like
sick.
anytime you could just
Hey.
tap it.
Get
That's
off my back,
the-
bitch!
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Get off my back, bitch!
Before we dive into like our main topic, just think about how crazy it is. We started at fucking Panini Cafe, and now we are at episode 50.
We
I
In our
didn't
own
even know
stew.
this guy.
Yeah, dude.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Who is this guy?
I don't even know who I am.
Yeah, dude.
Sounds about
Isn't
right.
it crazy?
Some spiritual concepts.
Like,
going
I told
on.
Zayd the other day, I want you to like take a moment, turn off the TV, and just look around you. And he's like, "Why?" And I'm like,
Is it why?
Why?
"Cause, dude, we're at the stew. Like, we have a stew. Did we start off in a fucking bedroom?
Bro, we started off in a teepee made out of blankets in your bedroom.
In your fucking bedroom.
Which was good time.
that was held
That was
together
funny.
with camera tripods and rubber bands.
Literally, dude. Everything I had in that room, tripods.
And that's only 50 episodes in. Now imagine 150.
And then we just used a shotgun or omnidirectional mic, so it just captured everything around it.
Exactly.
Including every single car that passed by.
Yeah.
And every person that farted outside of the room.
So
Like,
again, if you're watching this for the first time and you go to episode number 1, just be mindful and
be aware.
Be aware.
It gets better.
Rest,
the shittiest
rest in
audio
peace to our
quality.
boy Travis.
Our podcast
if you
is
guys
alive.
remember him.
Oh yeah, Travis.
The real
dude.
OGs will
Fucking died on
remember
us, man.
Travis.
Oh, Trav. We should get him in the stew if
Fucking
he's
Trav.
still around.
Or we
Yeah.
could just buy another Travis.
We can buy another Travis. He's
could.
disposable.
We should buy
apparently.
one of like the hyper realistic Travises though. Like his
Oh.
4K cousin.
Ooh, like a
Like-
3D printed one. Ooh.
You know, like those rubber ones they used to make meme videos out of?
Oh,
They
yeah.
put like sunglasses on them and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, we should get one of those and put him in the fourth chair when nobody's here.
Yo, Trav, dude.
It's
Yeah,
your
you
boy
want to hit that?
Trav.
You want to hit that recliner, Trav? Yeah, Trav.
Put some headphones on him.
Just post it up.
God damn. Yeah, dude. Oh man.
No, but our podcast is a lot like life. It gets better.
Exactly.
At least the audio does.
Age is like fine wine.
That's the spirit.
But anyways,
Speaking
we
of
have
spirits-
something. We have
I was
something.
waiting for that. Well, you know.
I thought Zayd was about to say because
Yeah.
he started talking, but
We have a big topic to speak on today.
Do we know?
the primary topic of the day, perhaps.
Mm,
Would you enlighten us? Pun intended.
I think we're going to enlighten the listeners, as a matter of fact, because our big topic of the day is spirituality.
Spirituality.
Spirit.
Imagination.
What is your spirit animal?
Where would you gentlemen like to start off?
We could start anywhere. You know what? Let's start here, like our baseline. Where are you in terms of spirituality, whether that be religion-based or personal belief? Where do you stand? We've talked about it a lot already, but
well, it's simple for me. I don't subscribe to any specific religious ideology, but I do believe that there is a higher level energy. I'm not gonna say that it's a being because I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna put it. There's some transcendent energy out there.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that because everything else is unknown.
All right. So we got the transcendentalist here. Then we got.
I mean, I'm kind of aligned with that, right? In the sense of, you know, it feels like there's energy. You know, sometimes things line up. Like, you know how they say the universe is crazy. The universe just lines up sometimes. Things happen.
Coincidence.
The stars align.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there definitely is energy of some sort that makes things happen.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
I'm not a materialistic person, but I am. Like, I believe in both because I am balanced.
So you believe?
So are we speaking? Wait, are we speaking on religion as well?
No, that's what I said.
necessarily.
Where do you stand in terms of spirituality? Like, do you subscribe to a religion, or do you believe there's a higher energy, which you've already?
Yeah, I am a
stated?
Muslim man.
Okay.
Are you now?
I try my best. Obviously, no one is perfect, and that is gonna be true forever. No one is ever gonna be perfect, no matter what, in anything you do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I enjoy material things, but I make sure that it's something that that benefits me and what I am going to do in the future. That's it.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm not really a materialistic, physical person. In fact, I actually like detaching way more than I like attaching to things. So I've never been a gamer, never been any of that stuff. And
speaking of being attached to things, you want to tighten your mic stand up a little bit?
Do I?
So you don't have to put your hand on it? Is that as far as it goes?
Yep.
Shit. All right.
How about yourself?
I'd like to start by saying I'm a Capricorn. No, I'm kidding.
bro, get the hell out of here.
I am too.
Whack my mic.
My moon sign is Leap now. For me, it's just I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
So you side more on in my territory then?
Not 100%.
Yeah, not fully.
Not 100%. The energy thing, maybe. I'm like the position everybody hates because I don't take a side.
But why maybe?
Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Like whatever happens in the next life, or if there even is one after you die, that's what's going to happen. You got to roll with the punches at that point. It's just, there's no way to know because there's no way to really like scientifically prove anything.
You're a moment kind of person. Like, you're like, enjoy the moment, man.
Yeah, just try to take everything you can out of it.
Yeah.
Like there's usually humor to be found in everything, and I'm not saying that's my faith, but like
my faith is comedy.
My point is I don't think I'm above anybody in terms of like religion, and like I don't like how a lot of religious people like to act like as if they're higher than others based on the fact that they're subscribed to an ideology.
Yeah.
You do you. It's whatever to me, right? I'm not going to judge you. You could be a snake charmer for all I care. Who gives a shit? Like, I just don't know.
Okay, well here's a question for you. None of us know. But do you feel as if something has been guiding you from the day you were born up until this point? Not at all.
Not at all.
Because that's how I feel.
I feel like a leaf in the wind. Wherever I go, which I guess would be a bad analogy because the wind is guiding the leaf. But
like for me, it feels
you know
like
what I'm saying.
It feels like maybe it's just the type of mindset I have, but like every event has a lesson that comes with it, and over time things tend to work out.
Yeah, but is that because there's a force guiding you, or you set things up subconsciously, whether you know it or not, and then it just happens to line up?
Or at least there are events outside of my control, like quote unquote coincidence, that just seem, I don't know how to state it, I guess intelligently designed.
All right. And see, that's where I'm at. All right. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
For me, it's probably just a coincidence.
Yeah, I just want to get an understanding.
And I'm not
of your mentality.
anti-God or religion or anything. I want to make sure that's clear because I don't dislike religion. I think there's a lot of good things to learn from them.
Of course.
To take away a lot of life. Like I've definitely taken life lessons away from different religions, of course, but it's like it's just
Yeah.
not my thing.
And the people speak, dude. If someone subscribed to something and then that person is a great, phenomenal person, and then you find out that most of the characteristics that he has come from whatever he's subscribed to, that's kind of like it speaks on behalf of like his actions
Yes,
speak on behalf of his like backup. Which is,
100%.
you know what I mean? Which is cool. And dude, what's funny about religion, if you want to talk about that, is that collectively they all have pretty much the same guideline.
Bro, it's so
Straight the fuck up.
They're all
Straight
basically
up.
the same
It's
thing,
about
just with a few
kindness,
differences here and
Don't
there.
hurt yourself.
Different
You know?
name here and there.
Appreciation,
Mm-hmm.
like all that stuff. And here we are arguing constantly on dumb things just so we can fit into society better, you know, because times are changing, right? And every religion states that times will change.
And it ties into the
So, like,
remember
yeah.
the video we watched about the like spiritual meme stuff. Like one of the things that he mentioned was people treat spirituality as like this game of like, oh, I'm above you.
Yeah.
Like my religion is better than yours.
Yeah.
When in fact that's
We see that in our community.
the complete opposite of what spirituality is supposed to be, or religion for
Yeah.
that matter.
And this is a really big controversial opinion. I believe atheism in itself, or at least the people that subscribe to atheism, the ones that I have met personally, they treat it like a religion.
Yeah.
Like to a T almost,
Mhm.
right?
Wow.
And I know you're like, exactly, like, what the fuck are you even talking about? No, they don't praise to a god or anything. And I'm not
Mhm.
saying they praise to science either, but it's more of like such a self-indulgence
Mhm.
and trying to prove that they are right. And they want others to subscribe to their ideology because they feel as if they are right. So they go out of their way and are very aggressive when people bring up God, and they like try to counteract
Yeah.
the belief.
It's
or the
militant
existence of-
atheism.
Yeah, militant
It's
atheism.
no different than some fucking jihadis trying to blow themselves up.
Do you guys know
In the
when
name of God.
atheism
Yeah.
came up? Like,
Huh?
what year?
Atheism?
I think it's always been around.
Probably since the dawn of time, I would imagine.
Yeah, it probably never had a name really. But
No, I think the term is more modern, I guess you could say.
yeah.
Because I mean, like back in the days, right?
Back in the
Back in
Like I'm
motherfucking
talking,
day.
I'm talking early
Yeah.
days, like thousands, like
Thousands.
1200, 1300.
Okay.
It would almost be a negative for you not to be subscribed to a religion, whether it was legitimate or not. For instance, like in European society, like you had to be, or at high European society,
Mhm.
typically Catholic.
Be burned
Unless
at the
you're-
stake.
Unless it was it King Henry that made his own religion because he didn't agree with the divorce clauses with the Catholic Church.
That's
think-
that's some big dick
yeah,
energy
that's-
right there.
I think it was King Henry he was the guy that beheaded all of his wives, right?
Yeah, but there was like 4 King Henrys, weren't there?
There were, but I think it was King Henry probably like the 8th is the one I think
Okay.
most people think
Yeah.
of. And he, if I remember correctly, was like, I want to divorce this chick. Like, I don't like her
Mhm.
anymore. She didn't give me a son. Catholic Church is like, no, marriage is forever. He's like, all right, she's gone. Chopping block, boom. Committed a crime, or committed a crime she didn't, or she's being accused of a crime she didn't commit, head gone.
The original divorce. The original divorce.
And so I
God
think,
damn.
and so he basically formed his own religion and forced everybody to subscribe to it, or else chop and block. Like,
Mhm.
it was just a nightmare. But militant atheism.
So it begs the question. Okay, we're speaking on religion specifically, but let's move away from religion and go
Yes.
into spirituality more.
Okay.
What do you guys think are, at least from your experience, what are the biggest traps that you see people falling into when it comes to their spirituality?
That you don't need any material physical thing ever.
Oh, that's really fucking annoying.
Yep.
I totally agree.
Because what happened to get with the times? If the times are bringing you vehicles. You know what I'm saying? And it's like most of the time you'll ask them, you'll be like, okay, where do you sleep? In my van. Isn't that shelter? Isn't that a physical like thing that you're using that you invested
Yeah,
money
bro,
into?
but you know what? You need money to buy yoga mats.
Yeah.
You-
Oh shit.
that shit ain't provided
Yeah.
by the government.
You need money to buy your green juice.
Damn,
I'm
dude,
sorry.
did you make that fit or buy it? Because it has Nike all over it.
So you're saying like these people who basically they act like they'd be enlightened or something with only living in a cardboard box or some shit like that.
They're more. I feel like spirituality these days in these days, obviously, we're gonna dive back later,
Mhm.
but I feel like it's just saturated with the aesthetic.
No,
of spirituality.
no,
That's a
you're
good point.
right.
The
I
spirituality
think you're
lifestyle.
100%
Yeah.
or right.
Yeah,
It's definitely more of a lifestyle than like a conscious choice to be more
yeah.
accepting to energy.
Now, don't get me wrong. That's that.
energy.
But you know,
That
Yeah,
that
yeah,
method
yeah.
applies to a lot of things besides spirituality. It
Oh,
could be anything.
100%.
Fucking gym freaks. We already talked about that.
dude, it
You know,
applies
people,
to like
nutrition freaks,
hype beasts too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
When do you think a freaking what was it? Whole Foods? Yeah,
Mhm.
Whole Foods. When do you think that started popping up? When
That
it
is
started getting
so
trendy, dude, to like
true.
work out and like, dude,
Now
you gotta be
Bezos
in
is
tune
taking
with the
advantage
vibrations of the beats of your heart, dude.
with some beet juice.
Even though they don't vibrate, they're just beats. But like,
I remember all like the health stores that you used to go to before. They were all like pretty low key for
yeah.
the most part.
Yeah.
Nutri Shop. It was a tiny ass storefront.
Oh no, I mean like a Mother's Market
Oh,
or
Mother's
some
Market.
shit, or like a Sprouts.
Yeah, I thought that place took like that California WIC checks or whatever for people that are like poorer, I guess.
What are you talking about right now?
That's what I thought Mother's Market
like a
was.
bougie food stamps.
Oh no no no
You
no
know
no
those,
no!
like the food
you thought
stamps?
Mother's Market was a bougie food stand?
Yeah, like I literally I don't know why. All right, but it was just that kind of store.
The
Like,
bougie food
like
stamp
everything-
program.
No, because everything about it was so perfect that it had to be like this was like package number 1. This was package 2. You know,
Here's your
there's
M-
different tiers of fucking
Yeah,
customers.
here's your MCT oil.
Yeah.
Have fun
Stamp.
shitting your brains out because you don't know how to use it.
Yeah, I'll take
Jesus.
5 pounds of shrimp. All right, just write a check.
Here's the stamp, according to you.
Yeah. Here's
No, but you're definitely right. The aura of modern spirituality definitely feels more of like a society you join. No, not even a society you join, because that's like a religion.
Would you
too.
say a cult?
Not a cult. I would just say it's like he described it perfectly. It's like gym bros or hype beasts
Yeah.
Yeah.
or anybody that's does something like that. It's more of like a I keep wanting to use words that tie into religion. It's just a
Yeah, it's not about the workout anymore. It's about the workout clothes.
yes.
It's like
you know what I mean?
group
No, it's
think
like,
culture.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna start training on Monday, but damn, my fucking pants don't arrive till Tuesday.
God,
I guess
like,
I'll
do
go
I
next
want to go
week,
to the gym?
you know?
Like,
What?
yeah,
Is it
you're right.
possible- is
You're
it-
right. You're 100% right.
Is it possible to squat without Lululemons on?
And also for people that claim to be so environmentally aware, the amount of ruthless spending is what I'm going to call it on bullshit they do not need
Mhm.
is astonishing
Yeah.
from what I've
Ridiculous.
noticed personally. Like I noticed some people that are for example, they claim to be spiritual, right?
Yeah.
And they're still drinking their Starbucks every morning with the plastic straw, even though, by the way, they have sippy lids now so you don't have to use the straw, which is still made out of plastic if you want to go down that fucking avenue. But they still have the sippy lids. They still got sippy lids, and they're like, no, I want the straw. Right? Straws are nice to use. I'm not denying
Very
them the
convenient.
straw, but it's like, holy shit, you were just on Instagram ranting about killing fucking turtles, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm
both.
seeing you literally in the next story post. Starbucks at the straw.
Yeah.
I got my peach guava iced tea.
Oh my god.
With 99 grams of sugar.
And a
God.
venti.
Because I'm a health freak.
Oh no,
I hate. Oh my god. Thank you for bringing up Starbucks. I fucking hate this. I'm pretty sure you do too. When you go, and you're
Starbucks
like,
is a cult. Sorry, continue.
Yeah.
When you go in and you be like, "Hi, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'll take a."
I don't know what I'm
That's
doing
what I always
here.
open up with.
Oh, I do the same thing.
Yeah, and then you're like, "I'll take a medium fucking caramel frap," right? And they're like, "You mean a grande?" And they're like, "Medium? What's medium? My God,
Listen,
where am I? Is this a Twilight
And
Zone?"
by the way, why does it go from tall, which is basically the child size
Yeah.
essentially, to grande to venti? Why is there no in between? Or why is there no cup in between grande and venti?
All of
Like that's
these
such a big fucking
all
jump.
of these cup size names are fucking useless.
Yeah, I know.
No, they actually mean something.
But I'm saying,
Sure, they
like,
mean just small, medium, large. That's it. Make it easy.
well, no, you got to be.
I don't have
you
to be a part of your
no, you have to-
Starbucks
you have to
fucking
be-
culture.
You have to be classy.
Oh,
it's
please.
Italian.
Oh, please.
What is it? Vini Vidi Vici?
Yeah, some shit like
Yeah,
that.
so whatever.
Yeah, some.
But
bullshit.
anyway.
Isn't Starbucks like the peddler of the shittiest quality coffee available?
Yes.
No.
It's watered down as fuck unless you get like a espresso.
I think there's definitely worse coffee. Like, in my opinion, there's worse coffee out there that are
Dude.
from a chain.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I've had better Folgers coffee than fucking Starbucks.
Damn, that's
I'm not
That's
surprised.
a statement.
Well, dude, they got that home brewed flavor.
Yeah. No, but
I can't believe it's Folgers.
yeah.
In
Anyway,
a red
that,
can.
that grinds my gears. I'm not
I'm
gonna
sure
lie,
it does.
dude. I'll take a medium fucking
That definitely-
frap. And then they go, okay, a grande frap? No, medium.
That definitely is throwing your chakras out of line.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Now I'm talking to myself, by the way. Get the fuck out of here.
What are some other traps that we see?
Zay?
Some traps?
Zayd's the kind of guy to pay
Spiritual
$1.20 to
traps.
get his chakras aligned.
Oh please. Oh please.
What did you say earlier? Zayd's the type of guy to
Dude, if I wanted to get my
Zayd's
chakras
the
aligned,
kind of guy to get in a fight with the chick over the last pair of Lululemons.
I don't rock Lulus, bro. I rock Vioris.
Okay.
Fuck Lululemon.
Yeah, like there's any fucking difference other than
There's a major difference.
Okay.
The difference is that I like Vioris more.
Have you ever worn Lululemons though?
No, I don't give a fuck about them.
Have you worn them?
No.
I'm telling you right now, they're the most comfortable pants you'll ever own. And I'm not
I
talking
know,
about the yoga
I
ones.
know.
I mean like normal pants.
I'm sure they're very comfortable.
They're unbelievably comfortable.
But I'm
Hey, one
happy
of our
with what I
friends has
have.
bought like his 5th pair by now. He's just like going ham at Lulu.
To be fair, the only way like I would buy a pair is if they're heavily on sale.
Yeah.
And I got a coupon.
Hey, dude.
Get that shit 75% off.
Get that with a coupon, there's more room to buy more.
Just saying.
Yep.
Just letting you know.
Exactly.
And I
Get
think
the Vioris and Lululemon.
honestly, the thing also with
Viore
people
lemons.
who identify as being very spiritual,
Yeah.
they also tend to be, at least from my experience, they tend to be the most manipulative motherfuckers out there, and they think that they're innocent.
Yeah.
They
I'm-
think that they're benevolent.
I'm glad
but
you brought that
Yeah,
up.
because in their mind, what they're doing is right.
exactly. Yeah.
Spreading the faith.
So Alan Watts, we're all a fan. He's an awesome person, great speaker. He's very wise, has a lot of knowledge, right? But how did he grow up? He grew up, and with most of his relationships and things like that, he was a very abusive motherfucker.
I think to the day he died, right?
He was
He's
abusive?
a mentally abusive guy until the day he died.
He had an alcohol problem.
Yeah,
I
he did.
believe.
He was he had a lot of problems. So alcohol abuse, all that stuff. So imagine, like, we only found that out like what later,
Mhm.
you know.
I found that out right now.
There you go. So like during the
Didn't even
time,
know.
you just look at him as like this speaker that's just helping you get out of the rut. you
Yeah.
know? And then it turns out that even the most perfect people have some of the worst issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got their problems.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look at Steve Jobs. He was hero worshipped for years up until he died, and then he's dead, and then it comes out, oh, he was militant as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
A
he was
nightmare to
super
work with.
disrespectful to his employees. And we all praised him just because we got fucking the
He ain't no
iPhone,
Ellen
man.
though.
Huh? Don't
Don't even get me started.
Yeah, don't get started on.
Let's
on-
stay on track. But yeah, I don't know if you looked into like if spirituality differs from place to place, as in community to community, country to country, things like that. Different cultures.
I'm sure a lot
Because
of
I
the
know-
same concepts
Yeah,
are there.
there has to be like certain cultures that are very purely spiritual, right?
Yes,
Now, are Native Americans a part of that?
Oh, 100%.
absolutely.
100%.
If they actually follow the traditions of
Yeah.
the tribe and the beliefs and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and even their lifestyle, I believe they most of them still live in like they live in houses, but
No, they're not all in
just out,
teepees.
they're out there.
But actually, one of the places that we were researching, Sedona, Arizona. That's a big place for
Yeah.
for Native
Sedona's-
American people.
Yeah, it's highly known. For that.
Apparently, there are specific places in Sedona, or I don't know if it's all of Arizona, but Sedona specifically, where they call them energy vortexes. Where I guess somehow because of the magnetic pole of the placement of the area just produces some type of crazy energy.
You know, they think the Integratron is placed exactly on top of like the mouth, or essentially like the location of where one would be.
Really?
That was one of the theories.
So
yeah.
we've been to one.
Yes,
Huh.
Technically. You guys have. I have too, kind of.
you've been by
Past
it,
it,
pretty
yeah.
pretty damn close, about as close as you can get without going in.
But I enjoy the Native American perspective on spirituality because it was very much like they were in touch with nature.
Yes,
They respected everything around them. A lot of things were sacred.
Yeah.
you work
ritual
as the
practices.
group too.
Yeah, that's what I like. I like the fact that they bring up very important things, and like it's not necessarily materials, but it's like, for example, birds. Some of them are very sacred, and you can't touch them, you can't harm them.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because these are very important to us. I like that. It makes you feel safer in a sense, right? Growing up around that,
Mhm.
because you have something to attach onto. to hold on to.
especially in a place like as big and arid and vast as the desert, right? It's always nice to feel like somebody's looking out for you. So don't kill the bird, like what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But you're 100% right. There is a big sense of community, a lot of being in touch with nature and not trying to disturb it, which I'm a big fan of. And there's a few religions that I've considered not necessarily joining, but like aligning. I guess I would find my ideology within them.
Mm-hmm.
One was Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. There's a lot of good things that you can take away from it, especially the things that we've just been talking about.
Yeah.
The oneness, moving with or using your energy to move productively through space, and like space meaning just your day to day and stuff like that, and being kind to one another and showing affection, not because that's how you'd want to be treated, but just because that's how you should treat things in general, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of that. And then the other ones were just taking ideas from varying ideologies and belief systems from like Native American tribes across the country.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of how they respect the land that they're on, no disturbances, getting to know the local fauna, understanding what can be provided to you around.
And that's not to say they were like some peaceful hippy dippy
No, they're
assholes, like
Some-
especially that we find today.
Well, yeah, dude. Well, that's the thing. That's what I hate about, like, it's such a big word. Spirituality is a big word, and we narrow it down to hippies. I hate that.
You're right, 100%.
Yeah.
Totally
because,
do.
wait, what do you think of? You think of Wisconsin, dude. Like fucking That 70 Show. That's what you think of. Like just some hippie smoking doobie.
I'm sure a lot of people think of
Smoking
like
doobie.
Venice or like Santa Monica, like I don't know,
Yeah.
just very very trendy things.
I
as
feel
we've-
like spiritual can be defined in many ways. For example, I don't know if you guys. There's a lot of times where if I sit alone, or besides sitting alone, I'll go out alone, right?
Mhm.
Then I'll start to wonder and doze off, and just get into my own head, and just take in the universe as it is at this moment, right? What do you hear? What are you seeing? And what do you smell? How do you feel? Is there a breeze? You know, stuff like that. You start to connect with everything that's around you. And that helps me.
that's a
as
spiritual practice.
Yeah, that is a spiritual practice. You know what I mean? It's defined however you want to define it, but it has to, in a sense, make you rise up, right? Towards a positive direction.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the way I see it. Like, there is no, like, oh, hippie or fucking yoga. Avocado toast, you know? Like, that's just stuff that's so modern.
It's so superficial.
What
Yeah,
what you actually said is like a Buddhist teaching. Funny enough,
Yeah.
It
taking
is.
in the environment around you. There's a really good series on Netflix.
You got to take a moment. I like doing that. I a lot of times I'll be with people and they don't know that I'll do this, right? So they'll just be like wrapped up around their phone and stuff like that. And then I'll be like, hey, put your phone down for a second.
Be here
I want
now.
you to just look up, and then look straight, but try to use your peripheral vision.
And then everybody
And then
says,
just
"Shut the
take in the
fuck
breeze."
up!"
Yeah.
Shut up, you hippie piece
Everybody
of shit.
gets so mad at you for like
and
trying
they're
to
just
distract.
like,
that.
why? I don't get it. Why? I was like, you got to find your peace. There's
And sure-
peace in there somewhere.
Sure as hell ain't behind this piece of
Yeah,
glass.
if anything, that's stimulating stress, dude. Fuck that.
Yeah. At least
Yeah,
in the way
but-
most people use it.
But there's a series on Netflix
Yeah.
called Chef's Table, which
Oh,
I recommend
amazing.
anybody to watch.
Amazing.
It's fantastic.
That is so well done.
Not just from the food, but the food is obviously 10 out of 10. I mean, they're Michelin starred chefs, like very
I realized
known,
I said
well-
well done as in meat. But no, I didn't mean it like that. I
medium
mean, like,
rare, preferably.
that
The perfect
show is
combination
so
of cooking and like philosophy.
Exactly.
yes,
And they had a chef on there who was actually, is a Buddhist monk. Her name's John Kwang, and or John Kwan, and she had some people over at her temple one time just for like a 3-day retreat thing, and they
Yeah.
got to eat the food she made and talk to her and practice Buddhism for a little while. And this guy was saying how he was on a walk with her one morning, and he's just talking to her about life and spiritual based questions that he had.
Yeah.
And at one point they were over a little bridge above a stream, and they stopped, and she said, "Listen." And he's like, "I just heard the water and the leaves rustling in the trees and little things moving around here and there." And he said after a minute or two, he looks at her, and all she says is orchestra.
What?
It's nature's orchestra.
Okay.
Mhm.
There we go.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
river's running, creating its own sound. The leaves are its like own shaker kind of thing, and then little animals running around, individual players of whatever instrument. And so you have to take in that environment, learn to appreciate the art that can be found there.
That's so sick.
And I was like, wow.
And if you focus enough, for example, there's the port pier in Long Beach. If you go, there's a lot of people walking around, so you'll see a lot of chattering, right? You'll hear a lot, and then you realize that the water's really close and it's crashing into the rocks, but you can't hear the waves. Now, there's this thing that I do where I'm just like, let me try to focus so hard on the water using vision and hearing to try to take out the chattering, right, without any headphones or anything. And I literally could do it.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, it's like no one's talking, and you just hear.
Selective hearing.
And I'm like, damn, I can actually select what I'm hearing, bro. This is the fucking...
That's originally
I've had
how...
Spotify for 26 years.
Turns out your ears have an EQ built in.
Yeah, exactly,
It's called focus.
That's originally how I got into, like, how I started meditation. It was just close my eyes.
Yeah.
And, of course, it's evolved over time, but close my eyes and just listen to the sound without labeling it.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, like, you start to label it the first 5-10 minutes, but eventually you get into this flow where it's just like...
Yeah. It's a flow.
It's hard to describe.
It's a different state of mind, dude. It's so weird, and it's the most peaceful and the most natural form of peace you can ever get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No pills, nothing. Just straight, your fucking senses, bro.
But here's the thing. For most people these days, that's one of the toughest things to learn.
Yeah.
One of the toughest.
It is, and it's very hard to explain, too.
That's why you got to start them young.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to tell parents how to parent, okay? I get that a screaming kid can be a fucking pain in the ass in the car, or really anywhere, restaurants especially. So sometimes it's just easier to opt out and hand them a phone. I get it.
True.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because quite frankly, it's like giving crack to a heroin, or giving crack to a fucking crackhead.
Yeah.
It just calms them, usually will calm them down for a while, or long enough for you to proceed with whatever you were doing, right? So I think if you were to start young with kids and teach them how to appreciate what's happening without the overbearing distraction that comes along with modern technology, just be like, take it in. Just try to focus. Because if you plant the seed young, it's always going to be there. Whether or not they choose to subscribe to it in their later life, doesn't matter. It's there. Like, they've been taught that from the beginning. It's not going to leave, right?
You know, at least without technology, I think it's already there for kids. Kids are very good at being in the moment. But when you introduce, like, phones and tablets and all this shit...
Yeah, it fries your mind, dude.
Yeah.
It really does.
I saw a 3-year-old using, like, an iPhone the other day. I was like... And just scrolling through shit. Like, he knew what he was doing.
Just checking his Twitter feed and shit.
3.
And retweeting shit.
He was on YouTube. Scrolling through videos, trying to find the one he wanted to watch. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm telling you, dude, my 8-year-old brother goes live.
On Twitch.
That is fucking insane.
Fucking streams Fortnite, dude.
That's true.
I'm like, bro, what the hell?
How does that make you feel? Like, for example, like, we had video games growing up and shit, but nothing like it is today. It's obviously way better than it was when we were... I mean, I started with...
I wouldn't say way better. I would say it's just completely different now. It's just, it's just all about competition.
I mean, in terms of, like, graphical...
Like, way more stimulating.
Yeah. Like, the graphics are 100% better. That's undeniable.
Whoa.
Dude, I went from pixels to 4K, which, I mean, are still pixels, but I mean, like, literally every... The characters
you can see,
comprised
like, each block was, like, a quarter inch.
8-bit.
Yeah.
And now we're at 4K. And so we have that. Voice acting drastically better.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's like watching a movie.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about video games now. Like, for example, Red Dead. Like, it's a movie. You get to live that. Yeah. Like, you can be a cowboy for a while. It feels fucking real because he has so many different lines that are pre-programmed, and every character's voice is different. It's just a phenomenal game that you can really get lost in. There's not many games like that on the Sega Genesis. That you can get, like, lost in a world.
I think
like
one
that.
of my favorite games on Genesis was like Razzmatazz or some shit.
Dude, Sonic.
Sonic
Sonic and
for
Knuckles
sure.
was the shit. Or
Yeah.
Sonic 2, whatever it was. That was so much fun. And then we got PlayStation 2. Got some more fun shit like Guitar Hero. Kingdom Hearts was dope. Kingdom Hearts 2 especially.
L.A. Noire.
No, that was PS3.
Was
or
it?
Xbox 360. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that game came.
Well, it was a while ago, but it wasn't that while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got.
But anyway,
yeah,
we're totally walking away from spirituality.
Yeah. Now, do you think it's a spirituality? Do you think it's something that you have to practice, or do you think it's something that is within human nature to develop?
Well, I'd say we all have a spiritual element to us, but
Heavily-
also you have to have the intention to, bring that out.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise you're just going to be eating Cheetos and playing fucking video games all day.
Yeah.
Doing some other shit that's...
Yeah. The reason why I bring that up is because, for example, like like human nature, there was 3 ideas, right? Of like human nature at its form. And it all has to do with survival.
Yeah.
Right. And protection of family or whatever.
It's the
Protection
four
of
basic
goods.
things are: what can I eat? What can I drink? How am I not going to die today? So like, am I going to freeze to death or whatever? And who am I going to have sex with?
Yeah.
I think that's what like the 4 cores.
It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that before?
Yes.
So at the bottom level, you have physiological needs: food, water, warmth, rest. Then you have safety needs: security and safety. Belongingness and love needs: intimate relationships, friends. Esteem needs: prestige and feelings of accomplishment. And then you have self-actualization at the top, which is achieving one's full creative potential, and that's where spirituality comes in, I think.
Yeah.
But that's not to say you can't have them at the lower tiers. It's just to say you have to master all of these other ones before you can ever actualize what you are going to become.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
I was
gonna say I wish more people would just like find the time in their life where they are able to seek that out and practice.
But that's the thing. Most people are stuck in survival mode. Like, even though they're not going to, they have a house and everything.
Yeah.
It's just their mind is redlining all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just like, do I have enough money to pay for rent? My relationships are going to shit. All of this.
Where's my next meal gonna come from?
So they don't have they're not mature enough, or at least they don't have the space to think about that stuff.
For every problem, there's always a root.
Yeah.
Or for all the problems, there's one root usually. It's just one source, but
money is the root of all problems.
well, yeah. If there's a lack of money, yes. And
If there's
if
the
way
love
too
of
much
money.
then yes.
If there's a lack of money, there's a lot of problems. If
Yeah.
you have too much money, it's a whole different set of problems.
yeah.
And even if you're in the mid, or run of the, what is it?
Middle class.
No, not.
What?
Well, I was gonna say middle class, but run of the mill, like an average amount of money.
Yeah.
Good. You're not struggling, but you're still like
you're
worried
comfortable.
financially about like any
Yeah.
big purchases, right?
Yes, you don't have to think twice really about purchasing something, but
Like if it's food, you're like whatever. But if it's like a car, you got to be okay.
yeah,
we need
because
to
you
think
still
about
have
this.
that balanced idea of, do I need this?
Yes,
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that, but
very true.
yeah, I feel like there has to be more room for you to still think about your purchases, about your decisions, things.
I
Like
think
that.
no matter what price range you're at in terms of what you got in the bank account, you got to be careful about what you're buying.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but look at Dan Bilzerian, for example,
I mean, what about him?
spending money,
Well, apparently,
apparently none of it was his, huh?
I don't know shit about that.
That's
so
from
I'm
what
not-
I heard.
I'm not gonna
That's
get.
what I
into
heard.
it,
I
but
just saw that. I'm just gonna say a headline. I just heard that he's in debt because he owes that money. So
Listen, I can't say I'm surprised.
yeah,
I don't care.
Just comes with it. Yeah, I don't care
Yeah.
either.
it doesn't matter. But you probably know a lot more about the yin and yang of things.
I wanted to
You wanted to say
answer your
Yeah.
question or your
Please.
initial question, which was is spirituality something that you have to work on, or
Uh-huh.
is it inherent in human beings? And I'd like to make the argument that it's both. Because
Okay. Mhm.
spirituality, like Zaid said, it's within everybody. It's innate in human nature. I mean, even dating back to when we used to worship just random shit.
That's
Like,
true.
we would pray.
Rocks,
Yeah,
things
just
like that.
just pray to anything to make whatever situation you're in better. And that carries on through the genes. So we have an innate belief that there has to be something bigger than us,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then how you choose to take care of that is up to you. That's where the you part comes in.
Yeah.
Whether you want to pursue it deeper or not, that's where you have to choose, like, do I want?
It's like we've all felt peace at a certain time, but how do you get that?
Exactly.
How do you seek it out now and try to get it? You know,
And
because it goes away.
And I think a lot of people in the modern day confuse or conflate. It'd probably conflate would be a better word. A sedentary lifestyle where you're not moving around very much and you're just doing kind of basic, like, for example, just sitting on the couch watching TV shit. They conflate that with peace.
Pleasure versus peace. Yeah.
Yeah. They're not the same thing at all.
No.
No, they're radically different. Because some people would say, I'm at peace when all I do is just like sit around and watch Netflix all day. And that's
peace.
fine. But
That's
not-
self-deception at its finest.
And if that helps you relax, whatever. But that's not
comfort.
peace.
That's not peace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a point where you run out of shit to watch.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do then?
Oh, even then, think about it. Spend 30 years just watching Netflix and not doing what you know you should do,
Exactly.
and you end up in hell.
I'm gonna give you guys a tactic real quick.
You end up in hell.
All right.
Yes.
Now, AirPods have been out for how long? A couple years, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I never bought them. I thought they were always stupid, right? Until last month, I picked up a pair, and I can easily say that was the best decision of my life, just because they're so portable, and I could literally I swear to God, I would sometimes just be like, "All right, time to go to the ATM." Pop in my AirPods, just put on a song for the moment.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I have a theme song for my walk over to the fucking ATM.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, I'm having a good ass time, dude. I was just thinking about like the shit I have to submit for work, or like deadline this, or like fucking next week, you know. And then all of a sudden, just gone.
Now
Like,
we're vibing.
now I'm just like, let me focus on this moment. Let me enjoy pulling out money, you know.
Also,
Or something.
Also, no strings attached is really nice when it comes to the AirPods.
Yeah. The moment you start to put thought into the little things you do, even with your hands, like I mentioned before, even if you're cleaning, focus on the Swift. Dude, you might enjoy it. I don't know, you know?
You're right. Focus on that wax on,
Yeah, just-
wax off, baby.
Wax on, baby.
It's a heavily focused on concept and like Zen practice.
But yeah, it's literally that. And that thought goes a long way, because the more you start to focus on like, all right, instead of like untangling these wires, let me put more thought into it and look at where it's headed so I can pull that out. And then all of a sudden it becomes a craft.
I've done
It's
that
no
so many
longer-
times, just trying to untangle it without actually looking where.
Yeah, you're
it's
just like
it's just
that's
so
one-
neurotic.
that's one tiny example. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I'm saying put in a little bit more thought and you will actually enjoy the process.
cultivate awareness.
Why do we always, our brain always just assumes negative, but we have to
Mhm.
tell it positive.
Yeah.
That's actually an evolutionary trait.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough. Humans are, I think it was like 5 or 7 times more likely to remember something negative than something positive.
Yeah.
And so they'll always just, even if it's like one thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, let's just say hypothetically you go out on a date with a girl, right? And you're like done to a T, except you missed one thing. You forgot to clip your fingernails.
Fuck.
If that bothers her specifically, she will never forget that about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that means she will never forget that unless you change the cycle. And the amount of work you have to put in order to change that negative thought is very difficult.
Mm.
It's like 7 or 10 times after that, you have to show that you've changed the habit, and then they're
Yeah.
more likely to forget about it.
Yeah. In relationships, I feel like it's a little bit different.
You know, honestly, with spirituality, I think it just comes down to like just developing the skill of awareness.
You, be more aware.
Because
be more
the
aware. That's it.
shout out to Ram Dass, rest in peace. But he has a saying, "Be here now," and that's ties into the whole idea of the present moment and just doing the thing for the sake of it. But I mean, honestly, I can't think of any better way to encapsulate spirituality. Just be in the fucking present moment.
Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about yesterday.
Yeah.
Past and future. What can you focus on
Mm-hmm.
now? Don't focus on in 2 hours. Focus on now.
Right now.
Actually, sorry, since we were just talking about relationships, I thought it might be a good segue to talk about spirituality in relationships.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
It's a very
I don't
What
think I've ever thought
specifically?
about it.
So the first thing that came to mind was if you marry somebody that practices Judaism.
Yeah.
And you're a non-believer of Judaism. Let's just say you're a Catholic for whatever,
Yeah.
Mhm.
for all intensive purposes. If they're very set on their religion, more likely than not, you're probably going to have to convert.
I would beg to differ.
Mm-mm.
I think if you have, I'm 100% convinced that you have to, in terms of an intimate relationship, you have to have the same values as the other person. Now, you can still have the same values, but follow a different religion.
We're saying the same thing right now. You realize that, right?
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're saying basically the same thing. You just disagreed at first.
Oh no. He was saying that you what?
No, I
No,
said.
Are you saying that it's a deal breaker if that person is following a specific religion?
No,
And you're not?
well, in a lot of cases, yeah. For Judaism specifically, right? If
Mhm.
you practice it and you're very in touch with the community, the religion, and the spiritual aspect of it, more likely than not, your partner is probably going to have to convert to Judaism to get in. It's not a dead set thing. Because a lot of Jewish people are like, oh, fuck it, whatever. It is what it is, you know. But in certain specific, like if you were to marry a Hasidic Jew,
Yeah.
if they were even looking outside of their community to marry somebody, which
Mhm.
happens, and let's just say she's Christian, right? She's going to have to convert.
I mean, I've seen that play out between my parents. Like, my dad was always a Muslim.
Okay.
My mom, she wasn't Christian. I didn't even think she ascribed to a specific belief system until she eventually converted. Now she doesn't take it seriously, but you know, I think that definitely ties in.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just wondering what your opinion on that was. Like, should that be the deal breaker? Does it need to be? Or can you understand why it needs to be that way?
It's an important thing to think about because it's big. It's big for people,
Yeah.
especially with religion and belief systems. But I don't think it's the deal breaker. Just depends on the two people within the
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah. Depends how important it is to you, I think.
Because, I mean, like, imagine being in a relationship and then, like, it's going great for 3 or 4 years. And then she said, hey, in order for us to get married, you have to be Jewish. Or you have to be baptized.
Yeah. Damn.
Then that's
Like,
a
you
no-go for
need
me.
to be.
It's a no-go for me, unfortunately.
How big of a bummer is that going to be?
It would be a bummer.
Everything else, you click to a T.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
in love with this person.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Why do I have to do? Why can't you be what?
Christian.
Christian?
Exactly. That's another question.
That's
Or that's
unfair.
another point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very unfair to
So,
one
like-
party, especially
for
if they
example,
have strong faith.
If I'm gonna get shunned in my family just so I can be a part of yours, right? Then why won't you risk the same thing for me?
I
don't get
feel
that.
so bad for people that
It's an important thing to think
I
about.
feel so bad for people that actually have gone through something like that where they get shunned by their family
Yeah.
if they marry outside of their religion and then they go and get a divorce.
Yeah. It's like you're not my son kind of shit, you know?
God. Does the family accept you back after that, or are they still like, no, you married a Protestant?
It's a very
whore?
hesitant acceptance. It's like it's not gonna be the same.
It's like, oh, look who decided to come around
Yeah,
again.
no.
Coming from the same people who are very spiritual, it's not very tolerant,
Yeah.
is it?
Nope.
Yeah.
Thought we were open acceptance, but apparently not. dude. Shit.
I don't know. I just think that whole idea is like, oh, you have to marry within the religion. I think it's dumb. It's so dumb.
You don't have to, dude. Even in Islam, you don't have to.
No,
know
you
that,
don't.
right?
You don't
It's
have
just
to.
The guy has to be Muslim. That's
But families put the expectation that
Yeah.
you do have to.
that which is, bro. It's the whole family traditional crap. That's
Carry on the
that's the part where people get confused, and they infuse that with religion, and that has nothing to do with religion. That's just how they are in Jordan. Or
Yeah,
that's how
yeah.
they are.
They take it
you
to
know?
the
Yeah.
extreme.
And those countries just happen to have Islam, for example. You know, just like other countries happen to have, Christianity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. It's just, it's all, there's tradition influence. But anyway, that causes a lot of confusion, I believe, for outsiders, right? If I'm
Just
gonna,
don't end
if
up
I'm
in
gonna
that
learn about,
situation.
like, becoming a Catholic or something. Obviously, I'm gonna look at like the communities and like what they look like and stuff like that, and like how
Very
their appearances,
white
what
in
they
America.
do. Yeah. You know
Very
what I mean?
patriotic.
That's what they look like.
Yeah. So imagine doing the opposite. You're looking into Islam, and then you're seeing all these Arabs, and you're like, All right, like what's up with like the scarves and the freaking long ass prayer beads when they dance and shit? You know, like
Okay, that's pretty sick though. That is.
It is.
that
Oh,
is
it's a major.
see, that has
major,
nothing to do with Islam.
That's true. That's like that's
Yeah.
just a community thing at that
Yeah.
point.
It's
You know
just
what I mean?
it's just getting hype. That's all.
Well, it's kind of like how certain churches. It's not even really a church. It's more of like a performance than it is like actually going to mass. For instance,
Yeah.
like I went to mass as a kid because like that was the part of the school I went to.
Yeah.
That was just the deal, right? You did mass like twice a week, and I don't even think it was called mass. They just called it chapel. Because a mass is like a full service where you have to receive the body and the blood or
Okay.
like the bread and the
Yeah.
wine. But like chapel was just kind of like, oh, we show up, we teach you a message, we sing like 2 or 3 songs, and we go home.
That's it. We're spiritual beings, bro.
Yeah, dude. See how we just connected with the moment right there?
Bro, we just connected.
Dude, I'm feeling the moment so hard.
Our energetic frequencies aligned with our chakras.
Dude.
And now we're enlightened.
I love that word.
Now we're enlightened.
Chakras.
The chakras
The
aligned.
chakras align. When the chakras align, they just bump.
No, we're making fun of it, but chakras are a real thing.
No, here's
It's not
okay.
bullshit.
Well, hold up.
Wait,
Here's-
is that a real thing according to you?
Now here's the deal with chakras.
Mhm.
There's truth to be found within it.
Okay.
Truth to be found within it, yes.
Right? Because each chakra represents essentially like a different aspect of who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like I can't name all, what is it, like 7 or 8 off the top of my head.
The heart chakra,
Depending
the
on
root chakra.
who you ask, I think
Yeah.
there's
I don't
like-
know all of them.
Yeah, there's like root, heart, soul, and then there's like the third eye and a whole bunch of other shit. Right?
Oh, crown, yeah.
The crown, thank you. This is the technical term for it. But they all mean different things. Like if your root chakra, which is like the primal sexual aspect of you, if that's out of whack, everything else above it is going to be out of whack. And that just makes sense,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? If you're frustrated sexually, you're going to have a rough time.
It's just the way it is.
It's going to suck no matter what you do. Because in the back of your mind, I mean, shit, like you could be doing anything. You're like, I'm at the bank. I'm getting money out of the ATM and it's going to be there. You're like, there's
Why
just,
is it so fucking hard to find a girlfriend,
there's just
man?
this energy in the back
Yeah.
of your head that you can't get rid of.
You're right. And
Right.
why do you think NoFap is a community?
It's
not-
very real.
It's
They feed off
definitely
that shit.
not to align your chakras.
No. But
Or-
it's just to feed off of that same energy that you're talking about. Like, let's just say you're sexually frustrated.
Or
Yeah.
you have the men
Use that
going
energy
their
at
own
the
way.
gym, bro. You know, like. What?
Or you have the men going their own way community,
Yeah.
which is like fuck women. We hate women. We're just
Oh
gonna
my
focus
God.
on masculinity and being
Bro,
ourselves.
Anybody that
It's like-
says what was it? The is a male activist or a male rights activist? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, yes, there is the whole thing about how men are very sad and we have a huge suicide problem and all this, and that.
Which is real, yeah.
That's very true.
You know
but-
why? It's because we got balls.
Well, they tell us to bottle everything up inside, but that's what a good friend or therapy is for.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
what's fucked up. I think is when you're younger. I think we take that too literally. You know, when someone tells you like be a man, you can't cry.
Yeah,
Don't be
that's
you know, shit
true.
like that.
That's a bigger topic. That's a spiritual topic on who you want to be as a person.
Yeah, dude. That because I've seen some fucked up characters.
Dude,
because of
especially with guys, we rely on logic way too much.
And testosterone.
that. Yeah.
And testosterone. Logic and
Not against
testosterone.
testosterone, but when it's used improperly, then
Yeah.
we got a problem.
Yeah.
Because that can cause a lot of problems with your friends and like,
Absolutely.
arguments. Dude, you could start heated shit.
Lot of
bro.
bullshit.
We start reading books about masculinity
Yeah.
and taking it way too far up the ass. Like,
Exactly.
no.
Like
No.
imagine like Zayd just out of nowhere one day he goes, "Hey man, you want to eat?" And I'm like, "Go fuck yourself." And he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Like, like my bad, bro. My testosterone, you know.
Yo, my testosterone is pumping. Can't keep this shit.
Hey, I know
off the chain.
I know a few characters who are sexually repressed and that transforms into anger slash fucking just assholeness.
I think we all know who that is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Speaking of that, we gotta get him laid, dude. But that's
but like
gotta
we've
get
all
him
been there.
Zayd.
We've all been there.
we gotta get him
Zayd.
Zayd.
We've all been there. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's
Terrible.
been there. You know?
Yeah. I do know.
oh my god.
That was the most indirect, direct shout out I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Hey man, I don't give a fuck.
Alright.
Be a man.
You checking your Twitter?
No, I'm looking at the top spiritual locations. that we
Oh yeah, I'd
researched.
love to talk about that.
Top spiritual.
Top
location.
spiritual
Right.
location.
So you just want to run
Hey,
through them?
Can I guess one?
Sure.
Ireland. Just kidding.
I feel like-
Ireland?
Here's
Italy,
here's
for
the
sure.
deal. This is a good segue, into spiritual locations.
Monaco.
I feel like a lot of motherfuckers will just go out into like Angeles Crest, right? Like some of the, it can be beautiful in moments, but the majority of it has just been fucking ruined
Yeah.
because so many people are moving through there.
Explain Angeles Crest to people.
So sorry, let me explain.
Because we get that joke. but-
Angeles Crest, what's the big highway that rolls through it?
is it the?
Is it Mulholland that goes through it? No.
I don't know the name of the highway.
Anyways,
Either way, yeah.
Angeles Crest is like a big stretch of mountainous woodland areas out near Los Angeles, right? And it's a big destination that if people in LA, they're like, let's go into the snow. Like, let's go tubing, let's go skiing. They'll go there. And it's fucking horrible every year because there's so many people that go. And it just gets thrashed because everybody leaves their trash.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
local.
And-
It's more of a local kind of distance.
Yes.
Rather than compared to like other mountains.
A local
But-
spot
but
to
here's
leave
the-
your shit.
But here's the deal, like if you want to go to like ski or snowboard, you're really going to Big Bear. You're
Yeah.
going to Mammoth.
Yeah.
You're going to, if you're really about it, you could go to Lake Tahoe
Yeah.
or even some other areas that are
Yeah.
known.
Yeah.
for
Angeles
skiing.
Crest is for the unplanned moves.
Yeah. Angeles Crest is like
It's just right there.
it's like shit, you want to walk around in the snow for an hour?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's go do
Yeah,
it.
there we
Sure.
go.
And that's it. However, Angeles Crest is beat as shit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just gross.
It's grimy.
and a
dude.
lot of spots up there. And I feel like a lot of spiritual people feel like a big element of spirituality is going out into the woods and just
Mhm.
being in nature. And I'm not denying people from going into Angeles Crest and exploring the wilderness. By all means, please go do that. That's great. But just being in the woods doesn't make you spiritual. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they'll roll up in like their fucking giant ass SUVs that get like 14 to 16 miles to the gallon. Or even better, they're in like a little fucking like a crossover that they
Yeah.
think they're all like
It's hybrid.
they think they're fucking Johnny off road, like, and they're 3 inches of fucking ground clearance.
Goddamn.
And it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
But like that shit doesn't make you spiritual. Do you know what I'm
Definitely
saying?
on the person's end, I agree. At the same time, nature and spirituality are the same thing. It's just like it's inherent. Like when you go into nature, you can't help but feel more connected to something bigger than yourself.
Like,
But I understand where you're coming from.
like my dad and I describe the woods or the mountains as like church.
yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
what going to church, in my opinion, if going to the mountains was church, like that's what it is for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I understand the spirituality in nature, but when you go to fucking Angeles Crest and you got your crossover or your Toyota 4Runner, which you said, oh, I'm going to go do so many trips up to Yellowstone. You never did.
Yeah, and then you see
Let's
a bunch
be
of
honest.
BMW Z4s and shit, and you're like,
And
Oh,
you're,
yeah.
and you have your
And
you have your bag with the healing crystals and all this shit.
Oh, and you brought like fucking 4 White Claws or your home brewed kombucha, which
Damn.
is super dangerous.
didn't know we were going to fucking Huntington Beach, dude. Like, the woods, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But anyways, we have a couple.
We have actual spiritual
Yeah.
destinations.
we have a couple
to talk
locations.
Enlighten us.
So what? You just want me to run through them and I guess give a little explanation?
Sure.
Or just say one and then explain it, and we'll talk about it. How
Yeah.
about that?
So first place, Varanasi, India. Now this is
Interesting.
by the Ganges River. This
That
is
would make
where
a lot of sense.
and what is it? Hinduism that they practice mainly there.
Yes.
Hinduism.
So basically, the reason why they say it's so spiritual is because it was the origin place of Buddhism. That's apparently where it was founded, so on and so forth. And they have different practices. They burn bodies on rafts, I believe, and then
Yeah.
just
So it
send
has
them off
very
in the river.
sentimental value.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but it's pretty gnarly to look at pictures because the place looks disgusting. It doesn't look.
No, the Ganges River is actually pretty gross.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry for saying that
Mm.
because it's a deeply religiously rooted
Mhm.
spot historically for them, right?
Yeah.
So I feel very bad when I say it's a gross river.
But you're
But I
not
mean,
immune
you'd-
to.
But I
expect it
mean,
to be
like, what do
preserved in
you
some sense.
expect when a country with that many people go and they
Yeah.
all wash their clothes, they all take baths in it, they all do,
Yeah.
they burn bodies in it.
So listen to this. One of the reasons why they actually do the whole river ceremony with the dead bodies. Apparently, Hindus believe that dying there and getting cremated along the banks of the holy Ganges River allows one to break the cycle of rebirth and attain salvation.
Really?
So that's their whole. That's the
So
whole reasoning.
Hindus view reincarnation as almost a prison in that sense. It's
yeah,
it's
break the
part-
cycle. Yeah, I guess so.
So then, do you ascend afterwards? I'm not. You're not a Hindu expert, but I'm just curious. Like, so when you break the cycle, where does the soul go after that?
I assume it goes into like some like, I don't know, neutral zone, and then you get cycled back into living a different life, and then same process happens over and over again.
So you're still doing reincarnation. So you're not breaking the cycle. You're just in a waiting room.
Well,
to go
this was
back
the
into-
description I read on Wikipedia.
Okay,
so-
yeah, the spiritual guide.
Listen, bro, you have to break the cycle. That's all that matters.
We got to burn you by the Ganges.
Are you down?
No.
If I died in India, that's the only way I'm going out.
I would love to go out like this.
If I'm in India and I die, don't take me back to America.
Fuck no. Send me off into the Ganges.
Send me in the Ganges.
You know what movie you'll like? The Darjeeling Limited.
I think I've seen it. That's the Wes Anderson one, right?
Mm-hmm. They go to India.
I've seen. There's a big scene on a train in that movie.
Yeah.
I've only seen
The whole
like
movie's
bits
on a
and
train,
pieces of it.
technically.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
Oh my god, dude, you gotta watch it all the way through. It's like, it brings out feelings of like inspiration, but at the same time, you're just in such a happy spot, just like all Wes Anderson movies, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good movie.
But the reason why I say like a lot of the traditions have commonalities is it goes back to our next place, Caparena in New Zealand, and that's sacred. So the people who live there are called the Maori people, and that's sacred to them because they regard it as the leaping place of the spirit. So that's the point at which you enter the what is it called? The afterlife once you die.
So
you can see the commonalities between all these.
So what do they believe if you die and you don't get buried there? Like, are you just trapped here forever?
I mean, I would assume so, because if you're not, that's technically the entrance to the afterlife. So anything else
Yeah.
would be, I guess, purgatory
So-
or some.
It's like whatever you appear as next, that's what it is. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
But all of these places are very beautiful. Like you have Caparena, New Zealand.
Yeah, I would hope that some of them are preserved as hell, because
Oh, dude, look at whatever the fuck Indonesia.
Put up a picture.
yeah, I'll
In-
put up
in
a picture
post.
for you guys.
Like that looks amazing. That looks astonishing.
It really does.
It's like
Let me see that.
some
dealing with?
prime
Beautiful. Well,
ancient architecture.
Plus
Wow.
it's sunset too, so with the pink skies.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is
course.
Indonesia.
Yeah, that's
You're looking
Indonesia.
at the wrong one. So, no, this one. This place is stunning.
Ooh.
Although the Indonesia one was beautiful as well.
New
Yeah.
Zealand.
I'd definitely
It's
like to go
very-
to these places
yeah.
eventually.
We will.
The 2 a.m. spirit tour, spirituality tour.
Yo,
And then my
how
favorite.
sick would that be?
I feel like that'd be disrespectful to film a podcast on site, though.
I wouldn't film a podcast. What I would do is I'd make a trip for all these winners.
These
My fa-
spiritual people.
Now, my
Yeah.
favorite place by far, of course, the Dead Sea.
The Dead Sea.
Yeah. It's
Why
very
is that your favorite?
Well, because I've been there and it's,
Okay,
it's a
fair
beautiful
enough,
place.
And it just feels very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's believed to be one of the most healing places on Earth. That's mainly because of all the mineral content.
It's true.
in
It
the
went
water.
viral last year. Remember?
Yeah, psoriasis, arthritis, rashes, because magnesium, potassium, calcium, all in the water.
Phew.
It's like the perfect like float tank solution.
Yeah.
It's literally
And you
a
literally
ocean
float,
that's a
don't
float
you?
tank. Yeah,
You
can.
float.
There's so much salt you can just lie on your back and post up.
Dude, I remember as a kid just rubbing all the mud on my skin and then just going into the water. It's
Which, by the
perfect.
way, how much shit do you see now in like beauty products where they say Dead Sea mud?
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
You're
not
telling me you
getting mud.
transported it from Jordan or wherever
Yeah,
the fuck.
fuck that. No, you did not.
It's also cool because once you get finished with the and it's actually a lake, it's not a sea, by the way. But there's also basketball courts around there, so you can hoop and everything.
Yeah, on my spiritual journey, I'm wondering where I can ball. That's my number one
Kobe.
concern.
Dang, dude. The dead courts.
But yeah, those are a few cool places that we definitely need to visit.
It's so hot there. You're just gonna fucking die.
You're just gonna die, bro. The dead courts.
Heat
right next to
exhaustion.
the Dead Sea.
Dude, we have to do 2 a.m. spiritual expedition.
I would be down.
The spiritual tour. I'm about it.
The
And
spiritual
then I would be
tour.
down to have, some people meet us out there too.
That's gonna be an expensive ass trip.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, baby. Podcast money.
I mean, just like imagine how many flights there would have to be to go to all those spots.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be.
We would be very well-traveled men by the end of that
Oh hell
expedition, for sure.
yeah. Exactly, dude. And that's
Yeah, we don't have to go biking across
the
North
whole
America
point
like
of it is
Dalton, but
not
we can
about
do
the
that.
money, because the money will come and the money will go. But you know what won't go? The experiences and the memories, dude.
That was a very spiritual thing to say.
Wow, I'm so
And feeling the vibration of these,
I think
These
I've
lights.
entered a permanent state of nirvana.
and I feel like it's about to shut off on us. But before we do that, we just wanted to say
Thank you.
thank you so
Wait,
much.
wait. No, we're not done.
We're not done?
You need to send us off with a spiritual meditation for a few minutes.
All right.
Make it outrageous.
Everybody at home, we'd like you to close your eyes and join us, venture out.
Get your green juice, get your sacred crystals, put them near you.
Yes.
Your favorite yoga mat, whatever the fuck you
And
use.
your
2-minute
favorite
timer.
incense.
2-minute timer for you guys. All right.
Palo Santo
All right.
incense in my nose.
Here is Saeed leading us in a spiritual meditation.
I want you to close your eyes and just picture the sun. Oh, the sun in the vast distance. Boiling. Is it a reflection? Hard to say. You can't even see the damn thing. Anyway, pan out. You're in the middle of the sea, on a yacht, completely naked, sitting at the tip,
Spiritual sunbathing.
arms flying outwards, silk rubbing your chest as if you
naked.
yes,
With a spiritual vodka soda in your hand.
the feeling of silk rubbing your chest as the winds collide at the most perfect angle. You can't help but to feel more alive than you've ever felt in your life. Oh my God. Is that an earthquake? Sucks for land, you say. I'm all the way out in sea. Holy shit. This is the greatest moment of my life, knowing that all of humanity can go extinct and I am the only one alive. Because I chose today and now to go out into sea.
And it was that
And-
exact moment when the tsunami hit.
The spiritual tsunami.
And credits.
And then you just see a title screen that says San Andreas
Yeah, exactly.
with Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
But that concludes episode number.
Number 50. Thank you
50.
guys so much for joining. And you know where to find us. We are on YouTube now. So go ahead, please subscribe, like, and comment. Turn on notifications to, be alerted when we upload. And also you can find us on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. So stay tuned and we shall see you next time. Take care, y'all.
Catch you in the next time.
Stay
In the
woke.
next life.
Mhm.
The afterlife.
Can I get it on a 1, 2, 3?
Peace.
Nice.